Next one. Let's talk about some folks that trying to copy us, man. Okay. Clearly trying to copy us. Okay. Because you had folks act like Dion was the first NFL player in the swag. That was bullshit. Okay. We know that was bullshit. But trying to go get a guy who has some celebrity status and has no goddamn experience, it's clear that they trying to copy us. Okay. And that is Norfolk State and Delaware State. So, what are y'all predictions for Vick and DeSean over there in the MEAC? Do you think that they gonna be able to reproduce some of our magic? Joe, I'll start with you.
No, they won't recreate what was done at Jackson State, right? Because at the end of the day, it's only one prime. And Deion Sanders, for all his work, is a lightning rod, right? But also, neither one of those programs are Jackson State.
Yeah.
And so it was a perfect marriage. But do I like the hires? I do. I like both hires for different reasons, right? Michael Vick, homegrown guy, but he's not a lightning rod. He's not a vocal person, very laid back. It's a whole different whole different temperature, you know what I'm saying, to that move.
Would you say his game is way flashier than how he talks, how he carries himself? Like Prime played flashy and talks flashy.
Well, that's what we get to. Michael Vick, what he is as a coach and as a person, he's a reserved person. He's not a lightning rod. So, and he's not on the field playing. So, but again, he has cachet though, because his name kind of goes out there. But that's where it starts and where it ends, right? But I like the hire. He's in his backyard, and the 757 is a loaded, fertile area for recruiting, and they got some talent on their roster. He did a damn good job recruiting, damn good job in the portal. Had a really, really good first class. Do I think they'll make some noise this year? I expect for them to clip somebody in the MEAC. And it's different when you say clip somebody in that conference as opposed to any other conference, right? Because we're talking about losing one game, but we have to bear in mind it's only 5 conference games in that league. So one win is major. It equates to like 3 in our conference, right? Or any other conference. So just think, if you got 2 teams with 1 loss, which can easily happen with 1 loss in 5 games, now you're talking about co-champions. So I got Central pick to win, but I do expect Delaware State and Norfolk State to win a game or 2 in this first season. It's not far-fetched. Delaware State, I'm more bullish on Delaware State than I am Norfolk State because DeSean Jackson, great staff around him. They will have the fastest team in the MEAC by far. If you look at what he did on the recruiting trail, look at how many guys went across from C to C. California made it all over to Dover, Delaware. And DeSean Jackson is from the Moore League, which is a great league in the Long Beach area. When you talk about Milliken, Jordan, Long Beach Poly, Lakewood, all these schools, it's getting players from those leagues over to Delaware State. Then you get the transfer quarterback out of Sacramento State, who is a dog, right? Easily going to be one of the best quarterbacks in that conference in year 1. But again, I'm not sitting there saying they're going to win the MEAC in year 1 because, again, still that's a tough thing to do when there's going to be a learning curve, right? It's on-the-job training. But do I believe they'll clip somebody in year 1? Yeah, I do. So I'm going to say something here. Don't be shocked if there's a 3-way tie for the conference crown in year 1 of this upcoming season in the MEAC. And it's a very MEAC-ish thing because even Central, when they played us that year, they were co-champions. Yeah, when we played them. So and the MEAC, the last time North Carolina A&T went to the Celebration Bowl, they were co-champions. When North Carolina Central lost to Grambling in the Celebration Bowl, there was a 3-way tie for first place that year. So with less teams, it's more likely that it can happen. I can see easily where Delaware State, Norfolk State, North Carolina Central, as well as South Carolina State clip each other. But I don't think it's going to be a 4-way tie. I do expect co-champions this year, though, in some shape, form, or fashion in the MEAC. So I like both hires. Interested to see how it's going to go. But yeah, I see them being a major player in the conference in year 1. Yes, I do. Not saying they're going to be in contention for the championship, but they'll have say-so in who does.
Okay, Doc, I saw you shaking your head in agreement a little bit over there, man. What do you think?
Well, Michael Vick, he's not a flashy guy, but he was flashy on that field. So
he was that now.
He was that. I don't consider him a celebrity hire.
And on the video game, I got a point of view. I always got to
yeah. I can't forget about him. Now, when I was in my Madden playing days, yeah, you know what I'm saying. You gotta that was your cheat code right there.
Lord.
But nah, I don't look at him being a celebrity hire or anything like that. I just look at him being a man that came back to his hometown, with actually still living in his hometown. They just got the call and say, "Hey, can you come coach this team right here?" Deshaun Jackson, on the other hand, him still being in that Philadelphia area, and actually he has the connections in that Philly area where when he played for the Eagles. I think is one of the things that can benefit him, plus him being from California, being from Long Beach, getting those kids from from SoCal to come over to Delaware, all the way over to Dover, Delaware, to go play football. I mean, don't get me wrong. Remember, Deshaun's first recruit came from us. Kobe Boykin was the first recruit that Deshaun Jackson got out of the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
So just remember that. But at the same time, when you look at it, both of them bringing in new quarterbacks, and pretty much everybody in the conference bringing in a new quarterback except for Central. Walker Harris he's the incumbent starter that's coming in. My thing is that for Norfolk, basically, your recipe is run the ball. You have a very good running back for Norfolk State in Kevin King.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He could go out there and give you 1,000 yards easily. What you saw last season when he played on live TV, prime time against FAMU, he had over 100. He had over like 120 some yards in the game. They just stopped running the ball with him. The issue with Norfolk would be the defense, and can they get pressure on QBs? Can they get stops in the backfield this season? That's the issue with Norfolk State. Delaware State is a whole different issue because you don't really see a lot. You don't really hear about a lot of winning with Delaware State, except for back in the 80s and the early 90s and stuff like that. With Norfolk State, it's the same thing. Really, they only had like six, 7 winning seasons in their whole history of football. But with Michael Vick being back at home in that 757, it is a fertile ground for a lot of athletes to come out of there. We talking about Lawrence Taylor, Ronald Curry. You talking about Allen Iverson, Aaron Brooks. You got
names now.
Bruce Smith. Let's keep naming Bruce Smith. You got a lot of players that come out of there, and I think kids wanted to go play for these coaches right here. But in the MEAC, to me, I don't even have Central winning the conference. Only because of the simple fact that I want to see what they could do without the bell cow running back that they had last season. He's over at Virginia now. I want to see if Walker Harris can actually lead the team. I want to see if South Carolina State can repeat their dominance and the success that they had without Eric Phoenix. To me, also, I want to see what Morgan State does with a full, healthy defensive roster with probably the best defensive player in that league in Eric Hunter. So there is a lot of question marks. And then you talk about MEAC football. Like I said, they only got 5 games in conference, but they got 7 games out of conference. and their conference season starts late in the season.
Mm-hmm.
We talking about not even on September. We talking about mid-October. Mid-October. But mid-October all the way to November is like rock'em sock'em robots.
Yeah.